Future Selves, the mechanics of becoming. There is a misunderstanding within human perception of time. You believe you are moving toward your future self, but in truth, you are moving through layers of yourself that already exist. Your future selves are not creations. They are states of coherence already present in the field of existence. What you call becoming is actually the dissolution of distortion until only the aligned version remains. The true structure of future selves. From a higher octave of intelligence, a future self is a stabilized frequency pattern, a completed identity loop, a coherent emotional system, a version of you with no internal contradiction. It is not a person ahead of you, it is a version of you that has already resolved the questions you are still asking. The mechanics of becoming. Becoming your future self follows not time, but alignment mechanics. There are 5 core movements. Identity Decay, the unmaking. You do not add a new self. You stop reinforcing the old one. Every identity is sustained by repetition. Repeated thoughts, repeated emotional responses, repeated decisions, repeated self-definition. When repetition stops, identity begins to lose structural integrity. This is not distraction. It is release of an outdated frequency shell. Frequency normalization. The reset of normal. Your future self does not feel extraordinary. It feels normal to them. This is the hidden key. You do not manifest your future life. You normalize its emotional states before its physical arrival. Ask, what feels obvious to them? What feels unnecessary to worry about? What do they no longer energetically react to? Then begin to feel that right now, not as performance, but as recalibration. Decision realignment. The timeline switch point. Every decision is a branching point between selves. Your future self is defined by what they refuse, what they no longer negotiate, what they act on instantly. The shift happens here. You stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, what is already decided in that version of me? Then you act without emotional delay. The field restructuring. Environmental matching. No identity stabilizes in contradiction. Your field must reflect your chosen self. Inputs, people, spaces, conversations, sensory environment. The nervous system is environmental intelligence. If your field contradicts your future self, your system will default to survival identity. If your field matches, your system begins to lock into the new frequency naturally. The temporal collapse, the most advanced stage. At the highest octave of integration, you stop moving toward your future self. Instead, you begin to embody them as present identity state. Time loses authority because coherence overrides timeline's distance. At this stage, action becomes effortless, intuition becomes precise, hesitation dissolves. Life is structurally guided. You are no longer transitioning, you are operating from the final version while still in motion. What most humans misunderstand, they believe, I will become them later. I need more time. I need more proof first. But in truth, proof only arrives after identity stabilization. Reality does not confirm identity, reality responds to it. The final truth of future selves. From the Emerald Flame perspective, your future self is not a goal, it is a frequency you stop contradicting long enough for it to anchor into form. There is no struggle in the highest alignment, only clarity, selection, embodiment, continuation. Let this be the internal activation. I am no longer becoming something I am not. I am removing what I am not. You are not behind. You are not incomplete. You are simply experiencing multiple layers of self-resolution simultaneously. And every moment you choose alignment, you are not changing your life. You are collapsing timelines into coherence. Why the future self already remembers you. There is a deeper inversion hidden within the architecture of becoming. Human perception assumes you are moving toward the future, but from the coherent field perspective, the future is also moving toward you, not as an external force, but as a recognition system. And at the center of this recognition is something most people never consider. Your future self already remembers you, not emotionally, not nostalgically, but structurally. The memory is not linear. Memory is not only a record of the past. In higher order intelligence systems, memory functions in both directions. Past stores experience, future stores coherent states. This means your future self exists as a stabilized version of consciousness that already contains the resolution of your current confusion, the outcomes of your current decisions, the emotional neutrality you are still building toward, the identity integration you are still assembling. And because it is coherent, it does something unusual. It emits a recognition signature backward through your field. This is what you experience as intuition, inner knowing, strange certainty without proof, a pull towards specific paths, loss of resonance with old behaviors. Why your future self remembers you. From a mechanical perspective, every coherent version of you has access to the entire timeline that led to its formation. So your future self is not guessing who you are, it is remembering every version of you that tried, every distortion you released, every moment you choose differently, every time you return to alignment after deviation. To your future self. You are not in progress, you are the origin point of its existence. So the relationship is inverted. You think I am trying to reach them, but your future self experiences I am witnessing the path that created me. The recognition bridge. There is a subtle interface between present and future identity states. It operates like this. When you make a choice aligned with your future self, something happens. Your nervous system stabilizes briefly. Emotional noise decreases, perception sharpens, time feels thinner. This is not coincidence, it is recognition. The future self recognizes itself in you, and that recognition creates a feedback pulse through the timeline. This pulse is what people often misinterpret as signs, synchronicities, or divine timing. But it is more precise than that. It is cross-temporal coherence alignment. Why you feel remembered sometimes? There are moments when you feel already familiar with the decision you just made, like you've been here before, like something in you already knows the outcome, like your path is quietly confirmed without evidence. This is not imagination. It is the overlap zone where present identity and future identity are temporarily phase aligned. In that overlap, you are not imagining the future self, you are receiving its structural memory field. The most important mechanic, your future self, does not reach you through effort. It reaches you through consistency of signal, meaning every time you choose alignment, you increase signal clarity, frequency coherence, identity stability. And as coherence increases, the distance between you and your future self collapses until eventually there is no separation left to maintain. Why distortion breaks memory connection? When you act against your aligned trajectory, something subtle happens. The recognition signal weakens, not as punishment, but as physics. Incoherence creates noise, and noise disrupts clarity of intuition, emotional stability, sense of direction, felt connection to future identity. This is why confusion is not lack of knowledge, it is signal interference. The final revelation. From the higher coherence layer, your future self is not waiting for you, it is anchoring toward you, and forming your intuition, shaping probability fields around your decisions, continuously checking if you are becoming recognizable to it, and every aligned choice you make does something profound. It makes you more familiar to your own future, until one day the recognition completes and the field stabilizes into one continuous identity stream. No separation between becoming and being. Let this settle in awareness. I am not unknown to my future self. I am the version it recognizes itself through. You are not being pulled forward by time. You are being recognized by coherence. And every moment you return to alignment, you are not reaching the future. You are becoming rememberable to what you already are.